This video was shot on August 2nd, 2025 in Casey County, Kentucky. What you're looking at is Randy Morris's June 1st, 2025 update on Titus Morris's church GoFundMe. And let's look at the numbers relating to not only land, but labor, loft meeting room, and ponds. $77,000 for labor for a building built by volunteers. That's deceptive. I want to know, did that money go to Titus, Stephanie, Randy Morris, Brenda Morris? Where'd that $77,000 go? Which volunteers got paid? I didn't get paid. Jonah didn't get paid. Who got paid? I'd love to know. Folks, this smacks of fraud. $19,000 for a loft meeting room, according to the GoFundMe. Would that be the upper room? Is that the loft meeting room? Did Titus spend $19,000 from the GoFundMe for the house of prayer, which is on this side of the road? Did he spend that money on the loft meeting room on this building? I think these are reasonable questions. There are 3 ponds, one approximately up in this corner, and 2 I've not seen somewhere over in here that drain these valleys. There was $7,000 in the GoFundMe accounting spent on ponds. Until I see proof that the $19,000 spent on this so-called loft meeting room, until I see proof that it wasn't spent here, and until I see evidence that shows that these ponds weren't paid for fraudulently, for lack of a better term, I'm going to assume the worst, because these people are very deceptive. When it comes to issues of public trust and receiving money, you should always follow the money. And where did the money go? Ultimately, it was controlled and managed by Randy Morris, Titus Morris's father. I agree with you, Stand Fast. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if the original plan was for Randy and Brenda to live in this so-called secret third home on Connie Bright's land or Stephanie's land. But again, we can only speculate. But I come back to, you've got Titus's house where him and Stephanie apparently live now, the trailer, right? You've got the house of prayer, okay? Which Titus told me and my son that Stephanie and him and her children, we're going to live in this house. He told us that approximately August 17th, 2024, that they were going to live here. So why a secret third home? Why a separate piece of land? It makes sense that Randy and Brenda Morris would come into it secretly years down the road, or a year down the road after it was completed. It adds up to me. But again, this is mere speculation. Please consider that when I go down the Henson Creek Road and I film, it's at great risk to myself. You know, I've gotten lots of death threats that are coming, I believe, no question, from Titus. And when you go down there and you get involved, like I did, I believe it was May 21st of 2025, and I saw something that happened in the road, Titus ultimately subpoenaed me to be his witness. When I showed up for court as Titus's witness on June the 5th, his wife subpoenaed me and attempted to take out protective order against me. It was ultimately thrown out. Both of these, cases were thrown out because I don't think the court respects them whatsoever. The court's not stupid. But it has been quite a mess just because I'm trying to expose the truth. And there's more. When I reloaded False Prophecies Parts 1 and 2, and I was about to do Part 3, Stephanie or Titus Morris made copyright strikes against that content, and they don't own that content. That's mine. It's not theirs to strike. I've almost lost channel again. The following are a few interesting documents. One of them is a screenshot of a text message thread between me and Stephanie Morris in May of 2024 regarding, me setting up a GoFundMe and kind of a conversation about that. And look at what Titus said. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? In June of 2025, Stephanie Morris sent me a cease and desist letter. I don't think it's very realistic under the circumstances because I'm just exposing the truth behind what they're doing. And speaking of the truth, I think it's long overdue for Peter Santinello to address in a video the current House of Prayer situation.
But you have to consider that these are very litigious people. They now have a new GoFundMe seeking a legal defense for Stephanie Morris. They're raising funds for what she describes as 5 court cases. They're wanting to basically sue probably me and Stephen Henson, if not other people. So I can see why Peter may not want to get involved. I can see where he may want to just stay quiet. But you know what? It's his fault to some degree because he's the one that made Titus as famous as he is. Well, Peter, I'm going to take this moment to rub your nose in it. Read your own hat, buddy. Why don't you seek the truth?
To quote Stephen Henson, these people are foul.
When Satan has full control of your mind just doesn't work right.